Recording.
Okay.
Okay, welcome. We are here after a very nice half-hour check-ins with everybody, which is beautiful. And this is our River of Change Mastermind meeting number 3. Okay, and what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be doing a lot of things. Okay, so now I just want you to pause, take a deep breath, and understand that what is going to be a big cloud. Okay, why? Because we're going into another stage of our mastermind, which is very practical stage. Okay, we had our 2 sessions. We talked about very high ideas, so on and so forth. We also had Pesach, and I just gave you only one tool. That's all. It didn't, give you much to do practically. But now we're going to be introduced to another very, very powerful tool, which is called mental rehearsal. Okay. Now, whatever pops into your mind when you hear mental rehearsal, it is what it is, right? Some of you who are coming from the previous River of Change courses might already know what I'm talking about. But before we're going to jump into it, I just want to bring you back to what concept we have learned previously. And we learned about that we are very compound beings. Okay, we're not simple at all. And I'm sure we don't have 15-year-olds here, right? So by the time we got to our age, I think everybody more or less over 30, we have realized 25, 30 at this point, we realized that we are very complex beings, okay? And that's why we went on to learn that there are 5 levels of reality that we live in, okay? And our soul has 5 levels as well. And we went on that there are certain parts of our soul that actually enclose in the body, and they more or less take on a certain limitation. Then we have our animal soul that has a certain level of limitation. Then we have our body that has a certain level of limitation. And we're becoming more from abstract into more concrete being that right now I'm sitting right in front of you. Okay, that we call it basar badam, right? It's a true a human experience. At the same time, inside this space of my room, okay, many things going on, okay, spiritual and physical. And these things, these entities, spiritual entities, malachim, neshamas, and all that, they are not somewhere else. It's not a cosmic experience. It's happening right here, right now. But since my since my limited expression of my senses, that right now I'm experiencing only what my body could receive, okay? Therefore, I'm unaware of everything else what's going on around me. Okay, so my awareness is focused in a very limited prism of the reality that right now I'm experiencing. Okay, however, Atzilus is here, Bria is here, Yetzira is here, all the Malachim, all the Neshamas, this is all here. It's not physically elsewhere. Okay, but since I have a limitation, therefore I'm able to see only what my eyes show. Okay, and the Rebbe's famous saying, "Open your eyes." What does it mean? Open your eyes. My eyes are open. No, but not these eyes. The Rebbe means, again, it means it's our high consciousness to become aware of certain things that are right now might sound beyond. Okay. For example, like you go in the ocean, right? And you see this beautiful views, or you see the horizon. You don't see anything beyond that, right? But then let's say if I'm going to give you knockers, oh, you could actually see more things. How come? They were there all the time. You just didn't have a tool that was able to show you that great of a distance. Okay. So therefore, it's very important to understand that reality has many, many layers. And moreover, one of the things that I wanted to let you know now is that the reality constantly changes. Okay, every single second, the whole entire world goes into the state of nothing and comes out into a full-fledged reality, back and forth. Okay, and that happens so fast that we don't even realize. Okay, that's one of the fundamentals teachings of the Alter Rebbe and following the Kabbalah of the Arizal. And that's very, very essential to know that the reality is not static. It's not like this is the reality, right? Everybody says this is the Matthias, don't look elsewhere. This is exactly not what it is. Like if anything, the world is ever changing and ever evolving. So there's something that you didn't understand a minute ago. And now you could have that divine revelation right here, right now, right? It doesn't have to be a long process. And that's very essential also to understand. Now, we also spoke about conscious and superconscious. Conscious, subconscious, and superconscious. It's very essential to know these differences because a lot of things going on up there and people think the subconscious is the superconscious and there's a lot of confusion behind it. So again, at our previous meeting, Mastermind meeting, we discussed all this, right? We also spoke about the power of thoughts. But our thoughts are not just like this vague reality that we are trying to grasp and understand. Thoughts are actually something. It's an entity that and an energy that actually creates the reality. Okay. Then we also spoke about the mikvah process, right? The metaphor to change. And the mikvah, according to the Baal Shem Tov's teachings, it's actually a transformative experience that allows us to move from one state of being into another state of being, if it's done correctly, okay, with the appropriate kavanas that we discussed back then. And the whole idea was, which is very, very beautiful, that the Baal Shem Tov is teaching us that we could actually let go. Not only we could let go, but we should let go of our old self. Okay, because as long as we're holding on to the identities of the past, it will be virtually impossible. It would be virtually impossible for us to actually embody our new self. Okay, so today we're going to be really talking about old self versus new self and how exactly things are changing. Okay, so now I also gave you two learning materials. It was not a mandatory learning material, right? One was the feel on the Moshe, and you could just, put in the chat if you had a chance to listen. It was a long Megillah. I don't know if you had a chance to listen to it. And if you did, till where you actually got, and so on and so forth, that would be very, very helpful for me as well. You didn't have to do it. Again, it was not a mandatory thing, but it was strongly encouraged. And we also shared with you a recording about Bitachon Sich, right? Because I'll tell you why I felt that these two works were important for us, right? I see Devorah Hadassah asked something. Okay, so all the questions you could pile up in the chat as well here, not in the chat on WhatsApp, but on the Zoom chat. So check in with me if you had a chance, either yes or no, that's fine. Don't feel embarrassed because I also understand that it was Pesach. I had Pesach as well and was struggling with my commitments as well. That's totally fine. Okay, so the only first two classes. Anyway, so the idea of learning about these things, okay, the concept there is really a preparatory work to prime our mind for these type of concepts, right? Okay, so Devorah Das is asking, I meant to do, we know who is that? Who that is? What do you mean by who that is? Devorah Das, you want to unmute yourself and ask the question before we move on? No? Okay, whatever. It was a WhatsApp, it was a WhatsApp, oh, who is the one who is with the phone number? Yes, I do know who that one is. With the phone number showing. Okay, great. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Now, anybody has any specific questions with anything what we just discussed?
I wanted to say that you were talking about mental rehearsals, and it's basically like it's visualization, right?
We're going to talk about what that is, right? That's
Yeah.
today. We're going to really at depth discover what that is.
Can you, is
Um,
this, I find a little bit that I have a resistance to that kind of activity.
right. Okay. We'll talk about it. Where the resistance is coming from. Okay.
Okay.
We're going to Bezrat Hashem talk, and this is more or less, where we're going to get there. Okay. I first wanted to really go into a general understanding that when we use the word meditation, it truly means many different things. Okay. Like, for example, one of our participants shared with me a letter of the Rebbe, where the Rebbe kind of mazhir, right, warns people about, using a particular, meditation or something like that. And also, like, hypnosis. The Rebbe spoke about these type of activities. Now, we are not talking, mental rehearsals are not that type of meditation. Okay. So now, what the Rebbe is referring in many letters is to a practice that was called transcendental meditation. Okay. It's usually coming from Eastern cultures, where the monks in different monasteries do something which is called transcendental meditation. So what is that meditation is? That meditation, as much as I understand, I've never practiced that type of meditation, but what I'm understanding from books and from people who did is that you sit in a quiet place and you empty out your mind of anything. Okay? I don't know how people do that, but it's a whole practice. I'm sure I'm simplifying it. I'm probably oversimplifying it, but this is the main gist of what that type of meditation is. Now, the word meditation, okay, means that a person is thinking about a particular thing, right? Usually meditation is a guided meditation that you are thinking about, I don't know, about what you're going to cook for supper, right? Or what exactly you need. It's a mental process, whatever that may be, okay? So the word hisbonenus, right? It comes from the word bina. It's a thought process about something very specific for extended period of time. Okay, so a person could be thinking about the greatness of God. A person might be thinking about, I don't know, how to earn more money. A person might be thinking about feeling grateful for all the blessings that they have in their life. And it's really it's like walking. Okay, so now it depends where you're going to walk. You could walk to a monastery, you could walk to shul, you could walk home, you could walk to the store, right? So meditation is it's like a quality of a soul. It's like talking, right? So you could use it whatever else you be mislabishing that skill or that ability in. So monks have the whole different types of meditations, right? You could actually change it to thinking. Okay, they might be thinking about whatever they might be thinking about, whatever the Avodah Zarah is. Okay, so now, as a Jew, as a Hasidic people, we have our Masorah as to what a Jew should be thinking about. Okay, and obviously there are guidance of the Rebbeim and the Torah about what is Avodah Zarah, what is not Avodah Zarah, etc., right? So that's why it's very, very essential. So now, mental rehearsal, by definition, it's rehearsing something in the mind. Okay, for example, when I present a class, I sit down and I make a plan. I'm going to say this. It's going to take 15 minutes. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say, so after creating a plan, I also rehearse in my mind what exactly I'm going to do and how am I going to sound, what words I'm going to use, and what words I don't want to use, and so on and so forth, right? So that's ahead of the event. I'm rehearsing something in my mind, ahead of the event. Okay. Why this is important? Simply because I want to prepare my mind for an experience. Okay. I would do that with children as well. When you take a child, I don't know. Like, for example, my son, just coming up, he had a bar mitzvah recently. It was Wednesday night 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I don't even remember. Anyway, Zai Nisan, whatever that was. On the next morning, he was supposed to read the Torah for the first time. Now, the kid doesn't know what's exactly happening because, I mean, he is by Kriyas Torah, but he may not necessarily know exactly what happens. So we sat down with him to explain him what will be ahead of the event, okay? And obviously, when he went to sleep, he probably would naturally think about pondering about what's going to happen tomorrow. So technically, that's a mental rehearsal. Okay. For example, basketball players, people who play sports, they are more aware of this mental rehearsal business. Why? Because part of the actually developing those skills about scoring the ball, hitting it, running or jumping a certain distance, whatever the sport they are in, involves that part of the brain, which is more visual, and they actually need to see them throwing the ball inside, and that's part of the rehearsal, part of the preparation for the playing. That they need to envision how they do certain things. Okay, so with Bezrat Hashem, I'm going to be talking why it's important to envision these things, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's the whole. Today's session will be very much in them. Now, remember, we were supposed to come back here with a specific intention, right? Everybody has intentions, so put in the chat. We have Baruch Hashem 11 people here, so let's 12 with me. I'm going to start because I'm part of this group as well. Yes, I have intention. I put in there. So if you could share, let's use our chat. Put in a chat that everybody came with their intention, clarity, whatever that may be. Okay. Yeah. Okay, good. So that intention, that's beautiful. That intention should be something that you could measure. And we spoke about it last time. It cannot be like, I'm going to feel more love, which is a great thing to feel. But at the same time, I cannot measure it. Okay, love is pretty much immeasurable. It's really so subjective. Subjective to my mood, to what kind of day I had. How can you measure? Okay, you don't go to a store and tell me, give me 10 pounds of, I don't know, love. It doesn't work like that, right? However, oh, that's beautiful. Wow, so many nice intentions. Yes. Now, all these intentions has to be very, very measurable. Okay. And, some of you already reach out to me privately. So we're going to work with that way. We're not going to take the class time on that, but it has to be something that I could measure from before and after. Again, we're going to be involved in 40 days journey. Okay. We're going to be journaling. Okay. So you need to have your goal very much identified. So what I did, I'm going to share my screen right now. And I shared with you on a WhatsApp group this file, okay, which is called Your Goal. You see that? Yeah? Everybody could see that? Okay, this is the file name. It's called Your Goal. And you could just fill it in here as is. Okay, so if you don't have access to a printer, whatever it is, that's okay. What you could do is just take any piece of paper, and that goal has to be written down. Okay, whatever that is. Because we're going to be working with something very concrete. This work is literally about putting all these abstract thoughts that are running through our mind into a very concrete sheet of paper. Okay, you could always update it. Don't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be limiting it or whatever that is. Okay, so now let's do that. Take a sheet of paper and put down your goal in a very clear way. I want, and write it down. It could be, I don't know, 5 sentences. It could be 10 sentences. It doesn't matter. You write it down. Okay. So let's take 2 minutes to actually write it down.
Do we write in our own notebook or we write on this form?
You could, I mean, I don't know if you had a chance to, to print it out. You could write on this form. If you could open on your computer and you could write, that's fine. But now nobody's typing. Okay, don't type. Write with your handwriting. Okay, why? Because typing, it's certain accesses certain parts of my brain. When I actually write it out with my hand, it's a whole new different experience. So we're going to take and we're going to write with our own hands. Okay. I want, and you write in that format. I want, not I would like, not I would prefer. Okay. You write in a very concrete way. Because remember, we are accessing our subconscious mind. That's very simple and very concrete. Okay.
Mila?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I have a question. What do you mean by intention? Like a long-term goal, a short-term goal? I'm really confused.
Doesn't matter. I don't know. You want an iPhone.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you.
I want to marry off my child.
Gotcha.
I want to, I don't know. I want to build my course. I want to build my practice. I want to repay a relationship with, I don't know, X, Y, and Z.
Okay.
I want to have X amount of clients. I want to have X amount of students. I want a new building.
Mila.
I want, I mean, you fill in the blank, whatever you want. Whatever you feel that you, what? Lacking.
Can it be a character trait or like I want to stop worrying as
Yeah.
as a method of avoidance, like that.
I want to stop worrying. Yeah. I don't know what you're worrying about, but whatever that is, worrying about money. I want to stop worrying about the health of my children.
No, it's no, not worrying about something. Worrying as a method of avoidance. Right now, like if I don't make myself worry, then it's not going to happen. I want to get over that. Like I want to just trust the industry without putting my worry.
Right. It's more like a coping mechanism. You want to switch your coping mechanism, meaning you still want to get things done, but through a different door.
Yes. Is that okay?
Yeah. That's something very concrete. And you know exactly what worry feels, probably because if that's your main operating system.
It's a funny question that I have, if I may. I have two competing ones. One is, everybody would agree that is such an important one. And the other one is something that I always feel I didn't finish it. It's something that throughout life I feel this was not fully attended to. And it's not such a sublime, holy thing.
It doesn't have to be holy, Sarah.
I know.
Why. I'll tell you why. Because you see, what we want to do is that we want to develop a skill. Okay, we want to develop a skill of how we can bring something, how we can align, okay, with something that is out of our reach at the moment, or at least we think it's out of our reach. It's something that we want. How can we invite it into our life? Okay. And it's a skill. It's like drawing right now between me and you. It's like learning how to do a surgery, right? Obviously, you're going to practice it on cats and dogs, right? So you want, but why? It's not because you really want to fix cats and dogs, unless you want to become a zoologist or veterinarian, whatever you want, right? You're practicing on humans, but because you want to kind of get a hang of how to do things, how to do this type of activity, right? So you want to practice.
Thank you.
It doesn't have
Thank
to be
you.
something changing or important. It has to be, I don't know, I need a new kitchen, right? Or I need, or I don't know, new sheets of, but obviously not something that you could go buy in the store. That's like,
Yeah, I
it's
appreciate it
something
very much.
that is
Thank you.
out of your reach.
Right. Okay.
Understand?
Yeah, yeah. Totally. Totally. Thank you.
Sure. And if somebody has like two very competing ones, write both of them for now. It's okay. Then when we're going to work with it, you might want to check out the other one. That's totally fine. You could put both if they're very, very closely competing.
Mila, so is it important that we put I want, or is it okay if we put like I have, that it's already happening?
No, no, not yet, not yet. We're not there yet. You're jumping ahead. You put I want. For this one, I want, and then we will do other things with it.
I would like to choose something, but I'm not sure if it's one or two things. Can I ask you, tell you what it is?
I mean, it's just write them down. It's okay. Write two of them, and then from what we're gonna do later, we will see. Okay, we'll see which one you choose.
Okay.
So those who finished, you could just put like thumbs up or done in the chat, so I know where we're holding.
Oh,
I think the idea of rewarding oneself is maybe part of it, knowing how to reward yourself when you do the work.
We're not there yet. We're not rewarding yet.
You get
We
you
were
get it.
clarifying the intention.
No, but it's part, like, I know, I wrote my goal and I say what's gonna make me do it. I have to have an incentive.
No, but you see, you're not, the goal should be already an incentive,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then we're not doing anything towards it. It's a whole different shita, and I'll explain what I mean by it. But let's just first
Okay.
write it down. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're done, just put the name done. We're gonna take another 2-3 minutes to complete. Don't rush. You could just write the ikr, and then you could fill in Zrat Hashem after the session. Okay. So wherever you're at, just, hold it. Now, what we're going to do with this, wherever you're at, whatever that you desire, what you're going to do is, there is another worksheet, right? It's called O2 Thoughts, Actions, and Feeling Worksheet. Okay, what you're going to do is, you're going to divide it into 3. Imagine there is like a line here. I don't know if you see my my red dots here. Okay, here we go. We're going to do it, right? So Yeah, you see the arrow? Imagine there is a line here between old self and your new self. And you're going to write your thoughts about you wanting it. Let's say I'm going to very oversimplify it, right? Let's say, have a broken phone. And my goal is I want a new iPhone or whatever, a Samsung, whatever that, it doesn't matter. I need a new phone, okay? Now, I'm going to pause for a moment and really freeze my mind just on that thought. What thoughts I have when I do not have my desired outcome? What thoughts I have? I don't have phone. Or I don't have a new phone. What are my thoughts? I cannot communicate with people. This is so annoying. Everybody has new iPhones. I still iPhone 7. I'm jealous that others have new phones and I'm still dealing with my old phone. You get the idea? You write down about 3 main thoughts that come to your mind when you are in a state of lack from that particular problem that you are experiencing, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't be experiencing that problem if everything is beautiful, right? You definitely want something that you think you don't have, or you don't have, whatever that is, okay? That you are lacking. And what are your thoughts when you're thinking about that lack? Just write it down. Has to be at least 3 thoughts, 3 to 5 thoughts right here. Okay. Now, if you don't have this page printed, no problem. Just continue on the flip side of your other page, divide it in a half, and then each side divide into 3 sections. Right on top of it, old thought, old self, new self. You could just copy this, right? On top of it, thoughts, and write down your thoughts. And don't judge yourself for your thoughts. Just as is, whatever flowing.
Sorry, I was going to get a paper and I kind of missed. So there's 3 sections. I don't have the worksheet now. Could you repeat, like we're writing in which section the thoughts about the lack that we
Old
want?
self, because we don't have new self yet. We have old self.
Okay.
You are in a state of lack.
blank?
Let's say, I don't know, I want to have a child.
No, I'm saying, how do we divide the paper?
Okay. 1 second. Let me explain you that. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna share my a whiteboard. Okay, we could work with a new whiteboard. Okay. So
Okay.
this is your new paper, right?
Yeah.
So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna divide like this. Okay. You get it? Oops, I don't know why it's not writing. 1 second, I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. You're just gonna divide half. You're gonna write over here old. I'm sorry, I'm just writing on the computer, so it's like whatever.
Okay.
Old, and you're gonna write over here new.
Okay.
Okay. Then you're gonna put oops, I'm so sorry. Where did it go? What fonts? Okay. Okay.
Mila, could I ask a quick question?
Yes, 1 second. I'm just gonna put old. We kind of got, and this is gonna be new. Okay, then you're gonna put over here. This is gonna be thoughts. Could just put TH, right? And you write down your thoughts here. Let's say a person doesn't have a child or has a child, he wants to conceive, tried everything, is not conceived, right? So you're right here. I feel X, Y, and Z. This is not fair. I don't know why Hashem is doing this to me. why people have kids and I don't have kids, right? I don't know. I'm just imagining what would a person frustrated would write over here, right? Oh, this is so frustrating to be in this state of being. So you write the thoughts. So you write, let's say, 3 thoughts. Okay, 2 and 3, and whatever that is, you do not filter. You literally just write as is, no filter. Yeah, okay. Somebody wanted to ask a question.
Yeah, so thanks. Like I was thinking, so if I say something like, I want my spouse to earn this specific amount of parnasa monthly, how is something like that? Is that okay?
That's beautiful. Right. Now, when you write about money specifically,
Yeah.
okay, don't go to, I want to earn $3 million a month. Okay. Why?
Right.
Because your mind said, uh-oh, she's nuts. We're going to sabotage it. No, it doesn't
Okay.
work like that. You have to increase your income in 2 or 3 times from what you're earning currently. Like, let's say your husband is making $100 a day. You are talking about $300 a day. Okay. Meaning it has to be a gap within the reason for your own mind. You understand?
Okay. Thank you.
It's essential. Okay.
I do have a question. In this, like, can I ask?
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know how to raise the hand. And I see like the old self that talks a lot about like the lack, what's missing, what's bothering, what's like um my question is there's a lot of old self that's still very good.
No, you're mentioning, but if when you're in a state of lack, Sophia, right? You don't feel, oh, I love not to have my new phone. So then don't pick up that goal. Okay. Like it has to be something that you feel tight for not having it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like you cannot want to have a child and still not be bothered. Oh, I'm so happy that I don't have to change diapers. Do you understand?
Right. The overall, I'm just thinking overall, like from my perspective, in general, me, like at least from my perspective, I try to be positive through whatever it is that is happening.
That's
So,
actually one of the worst enemies, Sophia. I'll tell you why. Because you justify your lack and you're saying, oh, it's bashert that I don't have this. Right? If
okay.
I would have a lot of money, I would be so busy worrying about them. Okay. With money, you see that a lot because a lot of people demonize something that they do not have to justify the lack. So they don't feel bad. So the feelings of not having it is protected. We're going to talk about it. The Maimer Tefillah Moshe talks about it. The Bitachon talks about it. Why? Because that's like, you know the lack, but you're saying, you know what? It's good that I don't have it. It's a protection of our psyche for not going nuts, I guess, for not having what we want. But we don't want to go there. We want to experience a full lack and how our body. Now, you don't have to make up. You literally you don't need to make up a feeling that you don't really feel. You say as is. Like you feel frustrated, you like frustrated. Okay.
Got it. Okay.
But don't go into a loop thinking like, oh, I am more spiritual because I don't have money. Okay. But that's actually
No, I don't
not.
think like that. Meaning, like, for
No,
example,
I'm talking about, there is benefit for lacking that. Right. Or another thing is like Hashem knows what I need. Right. That's another Yetzirah in the excuse.
like, meaning, but anything is endless. So, like, let's say, like today.
So that's why you choose only 3. That's why you choose only 3 things. You don't choose 100 thoughts because you're right. There are 100 thoughts. You're not going to be sitting and writing down daily your 100 thoughts.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So you already pretty much should be done with 3 thoughts, right? Okay, I don't have my iPhone. Okay.
Mila, sorry, could I just ask one more clarification question
Sure.
about mine? Okay, thanks. So like specifically, I'm thinking, to have like this, I have a want for myself and for my spouse in the same area. Like I want to earn a certain amount of parnasa, and I want him to earn a certain amount of parnasa. And by the way, it's because I know that he also has this want too. Like we're together on this. It's not just me like, go, I want this for him. No, like we're together. Baruch Hashem. But so I'm wondering, like, how does that sound to you for this line of work that we're doing? Like, I want this, I want to earn this amount of parnasa, and I want my spouse to earn this amount. How about like that?
I'll tell you what it is. You really need to kind of avoid having a control issue, right? Because if it's already two people, I would say family income. I want my family income to be X, Y, and Z. I'll tell you why, because let's imagine possibility where somebody comes over and says, Devorah Hadassah, I'm giving you, I'm hiring you for X, Y, and Z, and I'm giving you, I don't know, $20,000 a month, right? And let's say your max was what you were thinking about, $10,000 a month. Now you still want your husband to earn money? Well, you could sit and learn. Who cares?
Right. That'd be
some
awesome.
people, you understand what I mean? Like, you don't want to limit, he has to earn money. No, we worry about ourselves. I don't know what he has to do. He has to do, he'll figure out, or, let him listen to this and let him write his own thing, what he wants, right? But since you're more want to talk about family income, focus on a family income, and Hashem is going to already figure out who's going to earn how much. You understand? Because if you put like, I want to earn, I don't know, X amount, and he needs to earn this amount, you're kind of mixing into massive ratios, and it's not up play. You have a need of X amount of money. That's how much you want to earn, and that's going to be a family income. Now, where is it going to come from? You, your husband. Let's leave room to Hashem to figure that out.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
Maybe she has in mind also self-satisfaction from her job, so it's not just the money.
Fine. So that's already, so she should not put a sum for that. That's already something else. I want to create, I don't know, this phenomenal course that I'm going to feel so great about. Okay? But don't put amount. If you don't care about money, don't put amount. You don't care about money. You don't care about money. You care about something else. So that's why, you have to be very concrete. Okay? Very specific. Okay. So we want to move on to our thoughts, right? And then actions, right? For example, when I do not have my phone, okay, or I don't earn X amount of money, or I don't have my child who I want, or my relationship is not repaired, right? What do I do? What people do when they're in such a situation of lack? Not what people do, what you do, right? For example, one of my goals through this workshop is I want to increase the amount of students I have, right? I really want to scale my school. That's my intention for this workshop. So what are my thoughts? But I don't have. Okay, so let's say my goal, I want X amount of new students for this upcoming school year. Reasonable? Yes. Concrete? Yes. Amazing. Problem, I'm limiting. Why am I limiting? Let's say I want 10 more students. Okay, I want, I don't know, 80 more students. It doesn't matter the amount. Why I'm putting that limit? So what I should write, I want to have 80 plus. Does that make sense to you? Over 80. On one hand, your mind has a specific number. On the other hand, your mind is not limited by that number. You see what I'm talking about? So that's a good goal. Now, my thoughts. What do I think when people don't register the kids to my school? What's my thoughts? or I'm just dealing with, I don't know, 40 students for the past 3 years. What are my thoughts? My thoughts, I'm going to be open with you. Maybe the people are talking badly about my program. Is that a possibility? Yeah, I'm thinking there are thoughts like that, and I'm going to be open about them. Why is that? Such a beautiful program with so many advantages. It's not happening. My other thought is that maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I don't have enough marketing. Maybe I'm not doing the right thing. Why the school is not growing for the past 3 years? Okay. Now, my other thought might be, I'm thinking, I don't know what I put it there. But that's pretty much, what my thoughts are around. Okay. Or maybe some
I'm
kind
just
of,
saying something
yeah.
that could come to anybody with connection to anything they want, and it
No,
doesn't
but you
happen.
have to personalize, right?
No,
But you have to
I'm
personalize.
saying something general. Maybe it could be a little bit of envy or maybe jealousy.
No, that's feeling. That's feeling. We're talking about thoughts.
Okay.
Why
Okay, thanks.
I don't have, right. So we need to separate. We're going to go into feelings. Okay. So then the feelings. Okay. Let's jump into it. What are the feelings? The feelings is that I personally feel, and again, I'm very open with you, inadequate. It's like, what's wrong with me? You are so talented. You do so many amazing things. You very easily gather large groups of people with no problem. You know how to use Canva. You know how to use beautiful tools, right? You are bright. You're capable. What's wrong with you? Why aren't you attracting that amount specifically to your school? You're obviously doing something wrong. So see, all that, these are the thoughts. The feelings, right? This is the third one, right? So we're dividing into 2 categories, 1, 2, and 3. This is the feelings, okay? So the feelings, I'm sorry, my F is like not good. So my feelings, okay. So that my feelings, inadequate, okay? I'm quite frustrated with the situation, and I'm being very honest, frustrated. And you know what? I sometimes feel betrayed. Now, don't ask me how that feeling comes, but feelings don't have to make logical senses, okay? So that's what I feel. I feel betrayed. I don't know by who, but it's just like that feeling that runs through my body when I'm thinking about my lack, okay? So then, remember, thoughts, number 1. Number 2, actions. Oh, we skipped that one. So my actions would be, I'm actively creating nice flyers. Okay. I already created my 6th flyer that I've been sharing for the past 2 years.
So this is like, because it's under old self, you're saying these are things we've already tried.
Yeah, we're doing it for sure.
Fine.
Now, it's something that you actually do. Flyers. Let's say if you want to have a new phone, you search through Amazon, right? Checking consumer reports. What else we do when we miss something, right? Talking to our friends, what kind of phones they have, which phone has better cameras, okay? Whatever, okay? So that I do flyers, for example, specifically to my situation. What else I could do? I probably maybe, discuss with ChatGPT of some kind of new strategy that I should be using. Maybe I'm like, I don't know, inviting an oversight, checking, am I okay? Am I doing the right thing? Come take a look at me, right, Chaya? This is what I do. Chaya is my oversight for my school. Right? This is all streaming from the same. I'm inadequate. What's wrong with you, Mila? I don't know. So let me invite, a critic. Come criticize me. I don't know what's going on. Okay. What am I doing wrong? You get it? My other thing is, Baruch Hashem, we had like over 80 students. And then we went through, all kinds of, difficulties. We were evicted from our building, which was a very interesting situation. And then we survived in a shul, blah, blah, blah. Now, Baruch Hashem, we bought a new building and we moved forward and blah, blah, blah. Now, my thoughts, I'm going to be very open with you. Maybe there was some kind of damage, psychological damage, a trauma. And that's what keeps me in my comfort zone. And maybe psychologically, I'm afraid of going back to my 80 number. You understand? And I'm staying in my 40 number because we're literally downsized half after the eviction. Because I maybe psychologically feel like, oh, maybe if I go to 80, I might experience similar experiences. It's a possibility, but these are my thoughts. So I'm sharing this with you so you could look into where you working, finding this garbage. Do you understand? Because truly, this is the garbage that holding you for not aligning with what you want, even if it's just your whatever, I don't know, iPhone that you want, right? So just figure out what are your thoughts and write them specifically in this order, not in the order that you would think that it would be thoughts, feelings, and actions, but thoughts, actions, and feelings. Okay? Because feelings is a state of being. Okay? What do you think? How you act when you are in that state of lack? And the feelings it actually produces. Okay? Amazing. So that's it. I'm stop sharing because I just realized what time is it. Okay, oh my gosh, there's never enough time for this. Now, I want to share with you a letter of the Rebbe. Okay, you're like, oh, what this has to do with the Rebbe? We're going to shift our consciousness from the page a moment. So wherever you're at, just stop writing. Okay. Now, we're going to go back into Tefillah Moshe a little bit. It's a mimer. The Rebbe said something so revolutionary, so bizarre to our conscious mind. Rebbe talks about it, and please listen to it. Okay, Rebbe talks about that truly a Jew has everything, what he needs. Literally everything what he needs. Because living from a state of abundance, every Jew is rooted in Atzmos. Okay, now it's a very long mimer, but please do yourself a favor to go through it because it's really, really phenomenally beautiful. Okay. Now I have a shorter version of it, okay, in the letter of the Rebbe. Okay, so we're going to go over the letter of the Rebbe. Let's see what the Rebbe writes. Okay. It's not only a shorter version, but it's also a direct application of this amazing, phenomenal idea. So I'm going to share with you, if you look up, it would be amazing if I could actually see your beautiful faces because I feel a little lonely. Yeah. Okay, so this is the letter. You could read it in its original language, which is Lashon HaKodesh, but we're going to read it for the sake of simplicity in English. Okay. This is early on. You see which letter it was written? It was literally 8 years since the Rebbe is the Rebbe. And this is to the esteemed rabbi and chassid, public figure, Reb Zev Dov Altain Meir from Tel Aviv. Peace and blessings. All right. I have just received your letter dated from 23rd of Teves, the evening of Yahrzeit of the Alter Rebbe and the author of Tanya and Shulchan Aruch, in which you inform me about your current situation. Okay. Surely you have heard the sayings of the Rebbe Maharash, the grandfather of my esteemed father-in-law and teacher. People say, if you can go under an obstacle, go over it. But I say, from the onset, go over it. Right? From the beginning, go lechatchila ariber. What does this mean? I don't know what this means. Whatever the situation the person was having, whatever is telling him you should go l'chatchila riber. Okay. The same applies here. At first glance, it may seem that one should wait until joy appears in a revealed way, such as when your health improves. However, based on what was said above, one should rejoice even before the healing arrives, right? Even if such joy is not yet fully felt or revealed. Doing so will have hastened the desired results. Can you believe this? Now let's read it again. The Rebbe is applying principles of l'chatchila riba, right? At first glance, it may seem that one should wait until joy appears, right? So how can you be joyful if a person doesn't have health? How can a person be joyful if I don't have my cell phone? How can I be joyful? Now apply this principle to whatever you wrote on your pages, right? How can you feel joyful if I don't have my, I don't know, 120 students? How can I feel joyful that I don't have? And you fill that in, right? Meaning you are in a state of lack, void of whatever the bracha you want. But the Rebbe says, at first glance, right, it seems that one should wait until joy appears in a revealed way. What does this mean in a revealed way? I won my $1 million. Yes, I'm joyful. I am healthy. I am joyful. I got my cell phone. I am joyful. I got my 120 students. I am joyful. Meaning, first event take place, and then the joy comes. That's a natural order of the world, right? Isn't it? But the Rebbe says, no. L'chatchila ariber. What does this mean? Such as when your health improves, right? Meaning then you're going to feel joyful. However, based on what was said above, based on the l'chatchila ariber statement, one should rejoice even before the healing arrives. Okay? Even if such joy is not yet fully felt or revealed. What does it mean? There's no content to be joyous about. What are you joyous about? It didn't happen yet. Okay? So what are you joyous about? That's what, it's not revealed yet. The content is not revealed what to be joyous about. But the Rebbe says, doing so will help hasten the desired result. What was just said can also be compared to a saying we have heard many times from the leaders of Chabad. Think good and it will be good. Tracht gut wird sein gut, right? I mean, it's a motto, right? Everybody's talking about it. Any problems, think good, it will be good. What does this mean? It is obvious that this thinking good, Rebbe says, should be accompanied by joyful words and actions. And in your case, also through your writing, your pen of the scribe. Obviously, the person was a good writer, and because of his health, he stopped writing. Rebbe said, no, you're healthy. Whatever you would do after your joy would arrive, your health would arrive, do it. You're a scribe, the pen of a scribe, which has an influence on many. It is known that great reward is given to those who bring joy to others, right? So not only you are joyous, you also bring joy to others. That's very natural, because when a person is in a state of simcha, that whatever he wanted had already arrived. What a person is experiencing, he wants to share this joy, right? You already won $1 million. So what are you going to do? You're going to do that. You already became healthy. So what are you going to do? Whatever you would do it. Do you understand? Because there is something that holds you from doing what you would do. This person wouldn't write because he wasn't well, right? So write. You're already well. You're already experiencing the simcha. Okay, the health haven't arrived yet, but do what you would want to do. That shouldn't hold you. Because, so what happens? The whole fact that why the person had that problem to begin with is to hold them from acting. Okay? So you envision yourself that it's already done. What would you do? Oh, I would open a course. I would, I don't know, open a soup kitchen. I don't know, I would design this, right? Or do this, right? Or create a better curriculum, whatever that is. So do it now.
Mm-hmm.
So then the reason why it was held from you will disappear, right? Because if the whole thing was created in order to prevent you from acting, now you're acting, right? You're acting as if it's already done. So what happens? The problem collapses. There's no more problem. Because that problem was created to hold you from fulfilling whatever else you had to fulfill. Now it's collapsed. There's no more reason. There's no more reason to hold that. That's what the Rebbe says. You're going to bring the event from the future into the current situation, right? And the Rebbe writes him a bracha with the blessings for a good month, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's a beautiful teaching, right? I say that it's mamash tefillah l'Moshe in one letter, because the whole idea of tefillah l'Moshe is that when we live through the high consciousness of being aware of Hashem's a complete presence in our life, to such an extent that there's absolutely nothing in this world that is not saturated with Hashem's presence, because otherwise nothing could exist. From Hashem's perspective, a Jew already has everything. Because why? Why am I so sure about it? Simply because a Jew comes from the essence of God. And if I say that I like something, that means I say that Hashem likes something, chas v'shalom, right? Because in true reality, every Jew comes from the essence of Hashem. He already has literally everything what he can imagine. Okay, so now you could say, Mila, so why am I not experiencing this reality? It's simply because we were trained to believe that we are bound by the limitations of this world.
I what?
Bound by the limitations of this world. We are creation. Okay. And we were trained by this very good. I mean, our parents trained us, society trains us, and we believe in this. Yeah, for sure. I mean, can you fly? I don't know. Can you, I mean, really, like you could just make any income? And the Rebbe says in that mimer that Ein ani ela badas, right? Meaning a person is poor only because he lacks das, awareness. It's all not because we actually miss something. It's an awareness. Okay. So meaning because we are hyper-focused on a limitation, we see only limitation. Or we see whatever we allow ourselves to see. Okay, but it doesn't have to be that way. If we expand our consciousness, expand our keli, we have much more that we can allow. For example, I'm just going to draw something to you. Okay. Like, imagine you have a bucket, right? It's raining, right? I'm sorry, am I doing a nice rain for you? Okay, imagine it's raining. It's pouring. There is so much water out there. And you have a bucket like this. Okay? This looks familiar to you? Like this. This is your bucket. How much water can you contain here? It's not that it's not pouring, it's pouring outside. But whatever falls here, this is how much water you're going to get inside. Imagine if you expand like this. Okay? Does that like a nice expansion of it? If you expand your awareness all beyond what your current limitation is, what are you going to do? You're going to trap all that rain that's falling anyway into your keli. Does that make sense to you? It's all falling. Everybody has that expansion. Now, in Tefillah L'Moshe, it's a whole pilpul where the Rebbe explains that why Moshe Rabbeinu davens for us. Truly, Moshe Rabbeinu davens for us that we should see that we are not lacking. He sees from his perspective that we're not lacking. Okay, but we constantly run to Moshe Rabbeinu and say, oh, we don't have potatoes. Oh, not potatoes. We don't have cucumbers. We're missing this of Mitzrayim. Oh, we're missing that of Mitzrayim. Oh, why did you take us out of Mitzrayim? And all the kvetching that the Yidden did, this, we internally have the tendency to do that. Now, what Moshe is davening for is like, you're not really lacking anything. Okay, you have much more beyond. I'm taking you, from this land of Mitzrayim into this expanded land, okay, that is, flowing with milk and honey. And consciously we're like, oh no, I'm not, I can't let go of this. Okay, it says, the famous saying, it takes one moment to take out a Jew out of Mitzrayim, but it takes 40 years, I'm sorry, to take out Mitzrayim out of Jew. It's so this workshop is pretty much opening up into all possibilities, and we're slowly going to do that. Okay, so now what is our basis to really believe that we could overcome this? Okay, so this is our basis. Any questions up until now?
It looks like a birthday cake. Birthday to the new self.
So now what I want you to do right now, okay, remember our chart? I didn't forget about our chart that we only filled out. Okay, this one I'm going to share with you. Okay, now I really need your attention. I know it's the last 20 minutes of our class. I wanted to do something with you as well. Okay, look at this. Okay, now, okay, we're going to focus right now. Okay, so please, okay, find yourself in a position. You could put your hands on your, on your chest. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And can you see yourself that whatever you wrote, I want? Okay. You're gonna see yourself already having that what you wrote. Whether you want to get married, you want to have a child, whatever that was, I don't know. Okay. Whether, you got your iPhone already, what you already have it. Like really, just close your eyes and for a moment envision that whatever that you wanted, you already have it cashed in your hands. That bracha, that relationship, that feeling, whatever that was. Just take mamash 2 minutes, stop thinking about whatever else you might be thinking, jotting down nothing, right? And what I want you is to go deeper and deeper into that awareness that you already have whatever you want. Just sit on it. Just experience it. You're literally holding it in your hand. Okay? So now from that state of being, without overthinking it at all, whether that's possible, whether that's not possible, whether this will happen or will not happen, just shut down your analytical brain for 2 minutes. Okay, and from that state of being, if you snipped out of it, just go back in. Okay, go back into that you already have it without any cheshbon, literally nothing, no cheshbon. Okay, write down right here your new thoughts. That already took place. What are your new thoughts? For me, Baruch Hashem, I reached my goal. I already on the other side. This is phenomenal. Whatever your thoughts might be, it's already happened. Just write down your thoughts. If you forgot, go back into that state. Do not try to turn on your analytical mind. What would you be thinking? It's not a possibility. You need to write facts. Facts, what are your thoughts when you are there? Okay. Now, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You already have your phone. You already have your 120 students. You're already holding your baby in your hands. Okay. You already have the healing. What are you doing? I'm building my courses. I'm organizing my classrooms. I'm just observing a tremendous amount of Kinderlach, having a very good time. I'm teaching. What is that I'm doing? I don't know. I'm creating a garden. I'm already on a new project. What is your nachas? This is a nachas actions that you are doing. You already repaired that relationship. You're hanging out in a restaurant, or you went on a vacation, or I don't know, if you envisioned your new kitchen, you're already cooking your new kitchen and serving your kids with a beautiful supper. Okay, you envision. So write down, what are you doing? It has to be very clear visions, very clear actions of what are you doing in that space that you just created in your thoughts. After the fact, you've done it. That's it. It's here. It's cash in your hands. How are you spending this money? What are you doing? You want to increase your husband's and your income. What are you going to do with this money? Buy a house, right? Not just like a number in a bank account, right? It's, you want to do something with it, right? Or accumulate for a down payment, right? Or I don't know, you want to open a business, buy a car. What are you going to do with this money? Right? Go on a vacation that you've been planning for the last 20 years. Just, what is it?
Mila, I have a question. What if that, to answer that question, all I can come up with is more like a state of being. I'll be in a
No,
state
that's
of.
the next one. That's the next one. Now, actions are very important because I act differently when I have $1 million in my account. Okay? I do different things. Believe me, rich people do different things. Happy people, they do different things. What are those things? What you're stretching your consciousness to what those type of people do that already have that blessing. What do you think a mother that doesn't have kids versus a mother that does have a kid do? She probably strolls with a stroller. She feeds the baby. She changes the diapers, right? Versus the woman that doesn't have a baby yet. What is she going to do? She sits home on the internet. I don't know what she does, gives classes, different things, right? So obviously it's very different. So these actions are going to be very different. It's not just a state of being. State of being is feelings. Before feelings, there's something you do. Okay. Putting a baby in a car seat. I don't know, sleeping in with the baby on the same bed. I mean, I don't know.
I think being less distracted by the issues, just being present.
Okay, so you're right. You're observing.
Yeah.
Right. For example, if a person wants a shalom bayis, right, the kids shouldn't kill each other. Okay. What's you? I used to, when I used to deal with these things, I used to envision my kids sitting nicely by the Shabbos table. My husband is speaking, everybody's eating, nobody's pushing each other, nobody's saying, nobody fighting over seats. I mean, you know what I'm talking about? Like, so that would be my vision, is that I see this, I'm part of this amazing, very well managed family. Content. So now then we're going to go into feelings. When that happens, what state of being, what feelings you're going to experience? Feeling content, relieved. And you know what? This is very individual. Some people feel relieved. Some people feel happy. Some people feel excited.
You know what, Mila? Just a comment or a question. Because I chose one specific task, quote unquote, from a big picture, and I imagine it, and I already thinking about the actions, I'm already thinking about the next thing, you know?
Stop.
What's that? I can't
Just
hear you.
enjoy. Stop.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Yeah, because it's wow.
When don't enjoy, I'll tell you, we are on a race. Okay. We don't take a moment to take in. You understand?
I meant to say, let me.
Nafas, the oneg, we don't take, we're already on a next. Right? So the body feels burnout. The body doesn't feel pleasure. Okay. And then it burns out, and then it becomes stubborn. So what do you think? I'm always gonna run? So stop, enjoy it for 5 minutes.
So
Allow yourself.
in your example of the students that now you have 80 students and you're so happy and you come and it's bustling with kids and you're there, your feeling is there, you know what you're doing. And then part of your feeling is, and now I need to expand to another room or
So
another.
you don't, but you will just say, not yet. Let me
Okay.
enjoy what I have.
Okay.
Okay. Because you want the seedling to give roots. You're planting a seed in your consciousness of a vision. Let it grow as a nice tree. Then, not as an old tree that's dying already. No. Then you move on. It's a Yetzer Hara that wants you to distract from being right here, right now. Okay? Don't go there. I'm here. I'm enjoying it. So I'm having a nice Farbrengen. Be present. Tomorrow I'll think about, my next steps. But right now I'm taking it. Yeah. Okay. Now the feelings. I feel fulfilled. I don't know. I feel whatever. It's very individual, because me and you could have $1,000,000. You might feel one way. I might feel another way. So the feelings are very individual.
I can imagine,
hopefully,
Mila, how busy you would be if you had money.
that would be amazing. Oh, you know what? You know what I can do with money? With big money, you could do so much. It opens so
Some
many
people are
doors.
happy to keep it in the bank, So.
No, money needs to move. That's why
Yeah.
another name for money is zuzim.
Right. Because it moves.
It's constantly moved. Money is a movement. Money is not static. You keep money in a bank account, it disappears.
Menuchas hanefesh.
No, menuchas hanefesh comes from Hashem. Menuchas hanefesh doesn't come from money.
No, every bit of hachava gives you menuchas hanefesh.
Yeah. But, in Tefillah L'Moshe, if you remember, the Rebbe talks about an essential abundance, that person is not a receiver, person is a creator. Tefillah L'Moshe, the Rebbe unveils what a co-creation really means. Okay. And we haven't caught up with this.
It's interesting. You were talking about 40 years for the galus to go away. I remember the Rebbe saying that at 40 years of his nesiut, everybody should already be able to understand what he's saying.
Yeah. It says that's why we were 40 years in the midbar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Amazing. So now we're going to pause. You're going to kill me. I want to ask a question for everybody, and we're going to take a vote. Okay. I need another 18 minutes. Can we give?
I can't. No.
No? Okay, I'll
No.
tell you because I want you to listen to the mental rehearsal. Okay? We either could do it now or you would listen it on your own. I'll share the recording in a group. Okay? So that's your choice. As a group, we could either do it together or you could listen to it at your, or if we have half-half, the half that wants to stay and has time, we could do it. And
Wow.
the one that wants to go, you could go, and then you could just either listen to it or, but again, but if majority wants out, that's okay. I'll respect that because we're really beyond.
What are you offering? Sorry, I didn't hear the last thing you said. If we
Okay,
want to
so
say
the
it's for what?
possibility, exactly. The possibility number one is that we're just going to say bye to each other. I'm going to share all what we did right now. Okay. And I'm going to share a small video clip as to how we're going to be filling out our journal, right? I shared the file on, can you see it? Yeah. You'll see it's like the River of Change 40-day journal. Okay. And our 40 days starts tomorrow, not the day after tomorrow. Okay. Meaning from today, we're going to print everything what we need. If you didn't have a chance to print, you're going to write down on a paper, okay? Because you don't need to give any excuses to your mind why you shouldn't be doing it, okay? The mind is going to be very creative to find you all kinds of excuses why you shouldn't do. You should continue doing it every day, whatever. It's better to do it somehow than not to do it. It's very essential, okay? Because we also, some of us are perfectionists. We want to do it the perfect way. It's better to do it somehow than not to do it at all, okay? Obviously, if you do it in the best way possible, that's obviously greater. But if you have a choice, now we would need to do every morning. This is our action plan, right? Every morning to do the mental rehearsals. Now, what mental rehearsals entails? The mental rehearsal entails of filling out this sheet, okay? And from old self to the new self. And obviously our thoughts will change. We don't need to copy. We just need to pause. What are my thoughts? What are my actions? What are my feelings? What are my new self thoughts and new self actions and new self, feelings? Okay. So I'm just going to share with you the 40-day journal thing. 1 second. The file is right here. You have it. You have a PDF file. Okay, it's quite a thick booklet because it has 40 days. Okay, and again, you're just going to write the area what your life you want to change is here. You read the instructions here. Okay, and you're going to do exactly what we did right now. Just jot down your thoughts and feelings before mental rehearsals here. And then the focus of the meditations, how I no longer want to think, act, and feel. Right, you're going to put your thoughts here, your actions here, and your feelings here. Okay, I'm going to share a short clip where you could see exactly what I mean. Then events. Okay, event is form a picture of some event you want to experience. Obviously, if I want to have 120 students, okay, my event is not going to be I'm eating pizza with my family, right? Because there's no connection. Here it has to be a connection to what I want to experience. Let's say it could be maybe I'm doing a rally with my kids, okay, with my students, and we sing sukkim or something like that. Or, I don't know, an art class or something like that, okay? It has to be where you also see the scope of what you want to experience. Let's say if you want to buy a house, you're experiencing something in that house, okay?
Excuse me, Mila, a question. Are we going to do throughout the 40 days this particular one thing that we wanted, like the person that
Yeah,
wants
for
a
sure.
child?
Otherwise, yeah,
Yeah,
the
it's
same
all
thing.
along and the same thing. The person that wants a child,
Repetition, exactly. Now, don't copy what you wrote yesterday.
of course, of course.
Okay, the whole process is what's happening today. Where are you
Wow.
at today pertaining to this? So you could look to read just to understand your progress or whatever that else.
It's
But
interesting.
it
But
doesn't.
wouldn't the old self be the same?
Not necessarily, no, you'll discover new things because
Okay.
the old self will unfold its own programs, and it's amazing to read it.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, you started in the beginning to write down. Did you say write down sleeping?
I cannot hear you. What are you saying?
Mila, did you say in the beginning to write down 2 wants?
You could write 2 just to see. Obviously, they have to be related. For example, I don't know, I want to have 120 students and I don't know, 6 amazing donors, right?
What about
It has to
amazing
be with the same,
teachers?
or amazing teachers, beautiful, right? Or I don't know, it has to be within one family. Let's say I want to have, I don't know, an iPhone and a computer, right? Or I want to have, I don't know, a child and a husband, right?
And a carriage.
And a carriage, exactly. If you want, you could just focus on a child and you could, I don't know, wrap him around your body with a carrier. I mean, like, if you want to have 2 things, they have to be relatable, right? It cannot be that I want to have a car and a husband. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't fit. It's too much. It's too, like, your mind is going to be racing between the 2. Okay, now, event vision, then you're going to go into the focus of the meditation, which is going to be the thoughts. Well, we did it, right? It just looks a little bit different. And then it's going to be actions and feelings. Now, why it's on 2 pages? Because it's going to be opening like this, like a book for you. You understand? So you're going to fill out 2 pages. Okay, one on the right and one on the left. Okay. So then the way it works is that you're going to read, you're going to fill this journal. And after that, you're going to listen to the mental rehearsal. Okay, that's all. You're going to read. You're not going to read, and that's it. You just, the mental rehearsal goes according to this. You're going to fill this out, and then you're going to listen to mental rehearsals, and I will share the stream with you. So you just, it's on SoundCloud, and SoundCloud is amazing. You could just, log in there. You don't need to even have an account there. You just listen to it. Okay, this audio file will be shared on a Google folder as well. And you could listen from Google in case you don't want to listen to any of the, other stuff. If you're not, you cannot access it for whatever reason. Okay, so it will have that option as well. And that's it. And we're starting from tomorrow. Tomorrow is the first day. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just fill out. You don't have it printed, it's fine. There are 2 ways to print it, really depends on your printer capacity. You could either spiral the copies, or you could just staple it in between, depending on what your printer could do. Or you could just print separate pages and then bind them manually if you know how to do that. That's fine. Okay. But I know in New York, YNB does perfect spiral binding. You could just share with them the file and they could print it for you and bind it. It really comes out not expensive. It's like, up to $8, $7, $8 for both.
If I have a
you don't
printer
have
at home, how many pages approximately? You said 40 pages for the 40
No,
days?
it's more. I'll tell you how many pages that is. That is like 85 pages.
Oh, okay.
Because it's 2 pages for each day.
Oh, okay. So I'll see if it's worth it for me to use up in my house or just do it at the store. Thank you.
Or you could do just, print in your house because, and then you could just bind at the store. I think it's like $3.50 or $4 for binding. Yeah. Okay. But please have it by tomorrow. You could write like we did today, just tomorrow. So it doesn't have to hold you from actually doing it. Okay. So now any questions we're going to run. I know it's already 4 o'clock, 4:02. So if there's any questions, you want to understand something or whatever, we could do that. Or I see that people actually responded. Oh, Devorah said now, please. That's great. So we could do it now. Devorah Hadassah Lieberman. Ilana said now. Whatever you guys want. We could do really do either one. I just want
Mila,
you
can
to,
I
yeah.
a quick question? So I'm focusing on that I'll be doing courses, showing up to coaching and courses consistently and having time for that. So part of that is that I'm going to exercise classes and I'm like coming back after them feeling great and not in any, I didn't write not in any pain, that I'm feeling like just great after the exercise classes. Is that too far away from?
No, because here you are talking about what you're going to do, aren't your actions? Okay, so part of your actions is being active, right? This is your goal. I'm active, but active doing what? Vibrant and active. That's your main focus, right? You want to be so vibrant and active woman, who doesn't change his diapers yet. Your kids are not married yet, right? But your kids are already old enough to take care of themselves. What do you think woman at that stage is going to do in her 40s, right? So if she's creative, she's going to do courses and teachings and blah, blah, blah. So that's part of it. You understand? Because this is not really an intention to create your course. This is an intention. What are you doing when you have that leverage of time and calmness, until you're going to get your grandchildren? You understand? So it's like that. Those 5 years of in between the diapers. Okay.
Great.
Okay, beautiful. So we're doing them. We have 18 minutes or not? We're gonna do it or not? You know what? We're gonna do it. I'm just gonna put in the recording. Okay, I'm gonna share the screen, and you're gonna listen. Now, what do you need to do right now? You already filled out your page. Remember? Oh, so the people say if you need to do it in the AM, yes, yes, AM better. Listen, if you woke up 9 o'clock and you need to be at your work 9:15, right? And you also have to take your kids to school. You cannot do it. Like, don't like you're squeezing yourself, right? Don't do it. Why you want to force yourself? So don't force yourself. If you don't have time, we're all humans. Sometimes we run behind our schedule, which is fine. So find a quiet moment when you're going to do it. And if you did not find a quiet moment, do it, I don't know, do it at night, but don't fall asleep. Don't do it on your bed, because bed associates with sleep for most people. Okay, so you don't want to do the mental rehearsals at this. Now just find your comfortable position, ladies, and we're going to begin. Now look at your page, what you wrote, for a couple of minutes. Okay, just read your old things, read your new self things. Okay, take a deep breath, relax. Okay, I hope nobody's driving. You should not be driving now. Okay, and we're gonna start. Now, those who had to go, I totally understand. This is beyond the capacity, and please listen to. I'm gonna share the sound as well. Okay, we got comfortable. Okay, so this is the track. I'm going to turn it on and follow the prompts. Now, the key word here, you do not have to listen to my voice. I will share the script of a word for word of this meditation, of this mental rehearsal. You could record yourself. You could get somebody else recorded. This is not about me here, okay? It's about simply listening audio of this text. Now, on Shabbos, you could read, which is fine. Obviously, you cannot listen to a recording. You could read it and follow the prompt of the text. That's totally fine. That's why I'm sharing the script with you as well. And you could do that on Shabbos. But on a regular basis, people usually not as relaxed when they read as when they hear. So you allow your conscious mind to be a little bit relaxed. You don't have to read, but you could just listen, and you could slip into that theta brainwave, which we're going to talk next week. Okay, so I am drastically changing the outline of this course, because before we spoke a lot of theory before we actually started the mental rehearsals. This round, I wanted you to get into practical as soon as possible, so you actually could really get accustomed of doing the work versus holding all these phenomenal concepts in your mind. Okay, so Yala, we're gonna start. Close your eyes and take few deep, slow breaths to relax your mind and body. Breathe in and breathe out. Make your breath long, slow, and steady, thanking Hashem for every breath you inhale and exhale. Rhythmically inhale and exhale until you move into the present moment. When you are in a present moment, you are entering a world of possibility. You are face to face with Hashem, who is fully present with you in every moment and pays full attention at all times. Now, there is an essence of Hashem within you that is giving you life, who loves you so much. When your will matches His, when your mind matches His infinite mind, when your love for life matches His love for you, He always responds. He will reveal His presence in you and all around you, and you will see evidence in your life as a result of your efforts to be greater than your environment, to be greater than conditions in your life, to be greater than feelings that are memorized in your body, to think greater than body, to be greater than time, means that you are tugging on the garments of divine Hashem. Your destiny, then a reflection of a co-creation with Hashem. Love yourself enough to do this. Hashem is your destiny. Now, can you become familiar with the old thoughts that you fired and wired in your brain that are connected to the old mind? Become conscious of those unconscious thoughts. And what were those behaviors and habits that have stopped you from reaching your dreams, your goals, your desires? Take a moment and observe yourself in that old state of mind. And now, Can you remind yourself of those emotions that are connected to the past that no longer serve you? You can't go to a new future holding on to the emotions of the past. Simply become aware of those emotions that you no longer want to be. Now it's time to surrender the state of being to Hashem and to ask Him to resolve this in a way that is right for you. Now it's time to stop those programs that keep you returning back to the old self. I want you to play the stop game with me. Imagine now it's morning. You are getting ready for your day, and all of a sudden you notice those old thoughts that are connected to the old mind start to come up. And the moment you become aware of them, you say stop. That's right, you stop. Because the rewards of being fully connected, healthy, and happy are so much more important than living the old way. And nerves that are no longer fired together, no longer wired together. And you don't want to remain captive in that limited expression of yourself. Now, it's the middle of the day and you are driving somewhere, and all of a sudden you become conscious of some feeling that's connected to the old self. And the moment you become aware of it, you say stop. That's right, you stop. Because living by that survival emotion has never been loving to you. And nerve cells that no longer fire together, no longer wire together, you control that. And now it's the middle of the day again. All of a sudden, you become aware of some old habit, some behavior that you catch yourself having the urge to demonstrate. And the moment you become conscious of it, you say stop. That's right, you stop. Because the rewards of freeing yourself from the past makes room for a new future, and you control that. Now, what are the thoughts that you do want to think? Can you fire and wire those circuits in your brain to create a new mind? Where would you like to put your energy? And what habits, behaviors, and actions can you plan in your mind and rehearse so you begin to install the neurological hardware that becomes the platform of the new self? How would it feel to live as this new being, this new personality? Can you teach your body emotionally what it would feel like to live as this new being? Rehearse in your mind until you feel it in your body. And when mind and body are one, you are in a new state of being. A new state of being is a new personality and a new personal reality. When you change your energy, you change your life. Now I want you to remind yourself one more time, who do you want to be? How do you want to think? How do you want to act? And what feelings you choose to embrace. And rehearse it one more time so it begins to become familiar to you. Memorize this feeling. And now, how will you take action from this new state of being in your life? Remember, new thoughts create new choices. New choices produce new behaviors. New behaviors create new experiences. And new experiences create new emotions. How will you demonstrate who you are in all areas of your life? At your davening and learning, at your house with your family, at your post in work, on your break, on the phone. Choose. Expand your heart. Breathe this energy into your heart. You are signaling new light from the depth of your Yechida to reveal itself and manifest itself in your entire being. From this new state of being, form a picture of some event you want to experience, and let the image become the blueprint of your future. Observe that reality and allow the particles as waves of probability to collapse into an event called an experience in your life. See it. Hold it. Look at it from all angles. And then move to the next picture. As you see your future as an observer, simply bless your life with your own energy. From a state of gratitude, be one with your destiny. From a new state of mind and body, give thanks to Hashem for a new life. Feel how you will feel when these things manifest in your life. Because living in a state of gratitude is living in a state of bittul, receivership. Feel like your prayers are already answered. Finally, it's time to turn to that power of Hashem within you and ask Him for a sign in your life. If today you emulated His ways as a creator, who is observing all of life into form, and you made contact with Him, and He has been observing your efforts and intentions, then He should show cause in your life. Ask that this sign from Hashem come in a way that you would least expect it, that surprises you and leaves no doubt that this new experience had come from Him, so that you are inspired to do it again. I want you to ask for a sign now. And now, move your awareness back to a new body, in a new environment, and in a whole new line of time. And before you open your eyes, can you maintain this modified state of mind and body, independent on your environment, independent of your body, and independent of your time? Because if you can, you walk into a new life. Hey, I guess our Israeli friends fall asleep. That's a big possibility. Okay, how is everybody doing?
Almost asleep. That was beautiful.
Oh,
Wow.
that's good. That's good that you're on a theta brainwave when you almost fall asleep. That's if you could hold that, that bracket is great. That's exactly, we're going to talk about brain waves. We're going to talk about all the theory. But, this time I want you to do practical as much as you can. And
Okay.
Bezrat Hashem, we're going to go into the science and art of mental rehearsals. What is this based on? What's the perfect time and all that stuff. Bezrat Hashem next time. But for now, you know what I'm talking about, right? You want to slip right into that state. And throughout the day, if you find yourself so far away from what you just experienced, try to mentally just check in. Am I there or am I misaligned? So the goal of this whole thing is to align yourself as much as possible, at least for 18 minutes each day. And if possible, because this is 18 minutes, this recording is 18 minutes. And if possible, put reminders on an hourly basis. As Alter Rebbe says, every hour it's a new hamshacha. Okay, if you could just put on the hour, just a short reminder. It could be a beep. Okay, it could be anything. At that moment, you all of a sudden become aware of yourself. And where are you standing? Are you standing in that state of being, of abundance, of you already having what you want? Or you are in a state of lack. I don't have this and that, right? You either or. There's no in between. Okay, you're either looking through. Now, if any problems arises in your life that you need to make decisions, never make decisions from a state of lack. It's going to be a wrong decision. Go back into that feeling that you just was experiencing and look at the situation through this prism. You slowly will be realigning other areas of your life with this, okay? But again, this is already advanced, okay? If you're a beginner in this work, just focus on your 18 minutes in the morning. Fine. We're not going to discuss the night practice yet. The night practice, you could still continue doing your releases and all that. We keep it, right? So we're doing two things. One, we're continuing with that release, but try to write it down. So you're not dealing with, okay, so you're not dealing with just like this global type of thing that you're trying to release. Continue doing your neural shifting, writing down. Better write down everything. Write down your thoughts. What could happen is that when you're doing your night release, right, the thoughts that you're writing down could correlate with your thoughts from your old self that we're doing in the mental rehearsals, okay? That also could be helpful. So don't throw away this paperwork that you do when you write it down, but please write it down, because writing is putting down tangibility. You're giving tangibility to all these vague thoughts that are going through our mind and feelings, okay? Okay, love you. We are, oh my gosh, half hour past. Past our curfew. I guess it's past your curfew for Dvar Hadassah, who is out of town. Ilana and Leah, right? You in that reality, 7 hours ahead of us. Okay. Thank you so much for joining, and Bezrat Hashem, we should hear good news. And not to forget, we are reporting in the group every day. A check. Now you're going to put 2 checks, one for mental rehearsal and one for the neural shifting at night, right? Or throughout the day. So there are 2 checks. It's very important, that accountability. You're training your brain that it cannot sabotage you. You have accountability. You have a group of like-minded people that you have to put your checks in, okay? Good night. Enjoy your sleeps.
Thank you.